The U.S. tariffs against its neighbors Canada and Mexico, which were announced on Saturday and were supposed to go into effect tomorrow, have been paused for 1 month due to agreements that each one of these countries has reached with our government. And these tariffs, which were supposed to go into effect tomorrow, would have put a 25% tariff on all imported goods from Canada and Mexico, with the exception of a 10% import tariff against Canadian energy products. And this is due to our current unhinged madman president, Donald Trump, who is taking us down a path of authoritarianism. I personally believe that within a year we will be in a recession. He is doing things that economists are saying is going to lead to our country crashing, such as putting a tariff on one of our biggest trading partners. Because the biggest, actually no, the biggest trading partner between, or export partner for the United States is actually Canada. And when you put tariffs on their goods into your country, well, they're going to do the same thing for our goods. And there's also, we're also seeing a surge of anti-American sentiment in Canada due to these actions. And there's people who are pulling American products from Canadian shelves, or like store owners are doing that. And even if the tariffs have been paused, I feel like the ramifications of America trying to bully its neighbors, like Trump wants to. He's been joking around about Canada becoming our 51st state, which is crazy because I'm guaranteeing you that no Canadian wants to be annexed by the United States and lose, their single payer healthcare system. They have there's a lot of things that I believe that the country of Canada does better than the United States, and I don't think they would want to be a part of us. They just don't want to join our little club. But Trump, he's pushing on that rhetoric, and he's beating the drum, and he keeps pushing the narrative that if we impose tariffs on other countries, that the government of that country is going to pay for it, which is ludicrous. If you import a good, let's say it's $10, and a country puts a 30% tariff on that good, then the importer of that good is going to pay $13. So then now, maybe I was selling this for $15. I need to have my profit margin be a certain percentage. So now instead of that product, let's say being $15, now it's going to be, I don't know, let's say 17 or $20. And that's like not good. That's going to be passed on to the consumers, and things are going to just cost more. But for some reason, Trump keeps pushing this narrative that, Canada, they're going to just break out the checkbook. And, here's some money for this private company's goods being tariffed. Here's the money for the taxes. I mean, it's just crazy, man. And all this stems from the flow of drugs into the United States, which I do see as a problem. But at the same time, I think that internally the United States has it has a drug addiction problem. I think that we need to increase funding for drug treatment programs, which the Republicans are constantly wanting to cut. They want to cut public safety safety nets and stuff like that. So then these drug rehab programs, they have less funding, and then they want to lock people up for. It's just there's so many things that the Republicans will say, but then what they do is counter to actually resolving the problem. And that's like one of the biggest issues I have with the Republican Party. There's some plethora of shit that I don't like with the Republicans, but them spewing all these problems, but then they do things that exacerbate the issue. Like, for instance, they're super against abortion or whatever, but then they don't want to have government funded birth control. They want to and then when you do have a kid, They want to cut all these programs like Head Start. I mean, come on, man. And they want to cut school school lunches, like, yeah. And then in closing, in regards to these tariffs, we're living in a very troubling time. I think that due to Trump being so unhinged, I feel like the confidence in our economy is definitely plummeting. And I think the stock market, I mean, today the Dow opened up and it just like plunged, and it eventually recovered. But I mean, these are the kind of things that are going to be happening for the next 4 years, because our president, I mean, he says stuff, he tweets, or he X's, whatever the heck you call it now, on his different social media accounts. And I mean, it's almost like he just seems very immature and vindictive when it comes to dealing with issues. And the fact that he didn't even mention that the agreement between Mexico and the United States also has in it the United States attempting to stop the flow of firearms going into Mexico. All he mentioned was all the things that Mexico is going to do for the United States. Shows that, first off, he tells the half truths, but then secondly, he just doesn't care about other people, which is, I mean, it's evident throughout his entire life that that's just how he is as a person. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and have a nice day. Peace.